Day 3 of my Dublin trip was unexpectedly pretty packed. I was trying to fit everything I could into this last day because I knew I wanted to see some historical stuff, go to some museums, see some art, that type of vibe. I love doing that every time I'm in a new city, see what they have to offer. But I got up early and started my day going to Bread 41, a cafe that I saw on TikTok. People were saying it's one of the best bakeries here in Dublin, and it was good. I just don't really have high standards for coffee or pastries. Got a latte, a croissant, and a cheese and onion Danish. All tasted really good. I bought a ticket to see the Book of Kells and go to the old library, so I headed over to Trinity College for that. The illustrations in the Book of Kells were so interesting to see and to learn about, how they were able to get such vibrant illustrations all the way back then in history, and see the actual book itself, even though we couldn't actually take pictures or record that. And the old library was such a beautiful area to see, and hearing about the restoration project they have going on to try to conserve all of the books there. I did spend some time just walking around the beautiful Trinity College campus before heading over to the National Gallery of Ireland to look at some of the art exhibits there. They had some pretty art styles in here that I was very much enjoying. They had a section dedicated to portraits of famous Irish celebrities and figures that I thought was nice to see. Come to find out, I actually do know a lot more Irish figures and celebrities than I thought I did. Dublin Castle, in retrospect, I probably would have skipped this one or sprung for the guided tour. When I got there, I didn't have time to wait for the next guided tour, so I just waited for the self-entry portion to go in and see it. It was okay, but I could have skipped this. At least with the guided tour, it would have been nice to get more information along the way. The Temple Bar area was something I've been avoiding like the plague because of how touristy TikTok said it would be, and it was definitely very crowded when I passed by there, but I had to see it at least. Killing time before I was going to go to get some food at Big Fan Bao. The black xiaolong bao was my favorite thing that I've had on this trip. It was langoustine and pork in a langoustine broth for the soup dumpling. So good. I had to get something to eat before heading to a tasting at the Jameson Distillery, and I know so many people come to Ireland and do the Guinness experience, but I'm not a beer drinker, so the Jameson one definitely interested me more. It starts off with giving you a free drink at the bar, with Jameson of course. Then you get to learn about the history and the process of making the whiskey, and finishes off with an actual tasting of 3 different types of the Jameson whiskey. I had no idea they had so many different types. The tasting included the original, they had the distillery version that was a little bit different as well, and then they had the black barrel version that ended up being my favorite. It was a little bit more creamy and less like right in your face alcohol burning your tonsils off. So I ended up picking up a bottle of that to take home as a souvenir. And as with any of my recent trips, I had to do a little bit of fragrance shopping to get my signature scent to remind me of this trip in the future. The first store I went to, I wasn't in love with anything there, but they had some nice niche fragrances. At the end of the day, I did decide to head over to Clune Keen, since they are an Irish perfumer and I've had my eye on them for this trip, to pick up my scent. And that's how I'm successfully ending off my 3rd day here in Dublin.